Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at Wander Home at Nottingley and they've kindly allowed me to come and film a review of this. This is their Rambler Dealer Special. This particular model is the 20TB. It's a transverse island bed model on a twin axle, and this Dealer Special is actually based on the Avante 860. What is a dealer special? I have covered that before, but it's where a dealership takes the Avante 860, puts loads of extras on it and retails it at a little bit more money than what you'd be paying for an 860, but with loads of more equipment. So as I say, this is their 20TB transverse island bed. So what do we need to know about it? Well, let's start with the price. I always like to start there. £30,995. So yeah, just short of £31,000. As I say, it is a twin axle. Lengthwise, this Caravan is 8 metres and 5 centimetres long, or 26 feet and 5 inches if you like to work in those measurements. Widthwise, it's an 8-foot wide model, and those are really popular. I particularly like 8-foot wide Caravans, as you know. Weight-wise, this Caravan MTPLM 1,685 kilos, so not too heavy for a big twin axle, but you can upplate it to 1,800 kilos, which is obviously going to give you 115 kilos more on your payload if your tow car will allow it. So that would be something personally I'd look to do, is upplate to 1,800. Nose weight. The nose weight on the Alco chassis is running at 100 kilos maximum, so that's a fairly heavy nose weight, so make sure your tow car can take that. If not, you'd have to reduce it slightly, but bear in mind that might affect how the Caravan does tow. So the Rambler 20TB, it's on the Alco chassis and we are getting the ATC on this. I'll start at the front, which is where I normally start. We've got a front locker here, separate, different to the Avante. It's actually in this champagne gold colour is probably what I'd best describe it as. What I'll do, if this front locker here is actually open, so instead of opening that, you can see on this other Rambler model, the front locker that you're going to get. So you've got room for 2 gas bottles. It's a fairly good depth as well, to be honest, so you can probably get your Wastemaster in there, but that's what your front locker is going to look like. So returning back to our 20TB, we've got these nice windows at the front and the big sweeping Elddis sunroof up there. We've then got the grab handles for manoeuvring the Caravan. With this being a big twin axle, personally, I'd be going for a motor mover on it. We've got the handles. We come down the side, so we've got the silver sides, which again, something I like, and we've got the purple coloured decals. Now interesting, the silver with the purple is almost a feeling of the Buccaneer, so if you really like the Buccaneer but you don't have £43,000, then you might be interested in something like this Dealer Special. It just has a bit more of wow factor to it. So as we come down, we've got obviously the awning rail channel all the way round. We've got an external gas point here, that's for your barbecuing, so when you're away on site you can get out your gas barbecue. The window in the lounge, there's a slight tint to the windows, but it's not as dark as some of the higher spec models. We've then got a locker underneath here, under one of the lounge seats. I'll come down. Now we see we've got an awning light here. On the roof, we have got an aerial fitted for the television. The door, now I like this, it's a stable door. Some people aren't bothered. I do like a stable door personally, and it is good as well if you've got pets, so you can open the top, get some breeze in, but keep pets or smaller children secure inside. There is a window with a blind, and we've got a bin here as well in the door. Just behind the door, we're going to find the Dometic fridge freezer vents. So that's going to tell us we're going to find the tower fridge freezer here on the near side, and we'll have a look when we go inside. We've then got our twin alloy wheels. And then coming back, last but not least, we've got a locker here, which actually goes under the transverse island bed. The headboard for the bed's here, hence you'll find we haven't got a window. And then what we're going to do is we're going to venture round the back and have a look at the rear of the Caravan next. So round at the back, we've got this large one piece. We've got a high brake light, the Elddis, a window looking into the bedroom, and then we've got the nice light clusters and the grab handles as well. So to be fair, it's not a bad looking back end. What we'll do is we'll continue round and go and have a look at the offside. So as we venture off down the offside, we've got obviously still a silver side, we've got bedroom window. We come down, the toilet cassette point is here, so that's telling us we're going to find the toilet here on the offside. There's no external flush, the flush works off the water system of the Caravan. We've then got the window looking into the kitchen area. We've got the locker box, which is where we're going to find the electric hookup here. And then we've got the lounge window, and we've got our water point here for feeding water into the Rambler. So there we go, that's the exterior. It does look quite nice. I like the silver sides, they just add a little bit more to it. And as I say, the purple decals does sort of take it up nearer to the Buccaneer. So what we'll do next though is we'll dive inside and see what we want to see in there. So this is the lounge area of the Rambler 20TB. And it's quite nice, I'm quite taken by it, to be honest. It is 8 feet wide, so it gives the feeling of space. We've got the 2 bench seats and we've got the front chest here. Some people love them, some people hate them, some people can't live without them. I don't mind them, they're not a deal breaker whether you get one or not for me, but with this layout, you generally would on the UK manufacturer's Caravan. I do like the fact that obviously these slide out and create somewhere to put your lunch, your evening meal, without having to get the table out. So it is a nice front locker. And what I also like is the colour of the wood in this model. So the Rambler has got the lighter wood, which just gives it all a lighter feel altogether in the lounge area. It feels spacious and it's a nice space that I would want to sit in. The fabric's quite heavy duty, it's grey, and it is quite almost like a tweedy feel. The colour scheme, we've got the silver cushions, and those are complemented with the curtains as well. We do find that we've got fly screens all around. Those to me are very important, especially in summer when you're opening the windows. And then we just have the what I call a plastic style blind all round as well, as opposed to the pleated blinds. I'll just stand up. So within this model, we're going to get speakers, as we can see here. We've got some small LED lights underneath. And if we open these, we can see the storage that we're going to get. Now this is where our aerial's going to come in. There is a place for a radio, and that will play out through those speakers that I mentioned. And we've got a little bit of storage in there. On the other side, we've got further storage. That's an open one, and then one with a shelf. And these are really good size. They're a good height, they're a good depth, and they feel fairly solid. Close those up. To make this area even lighter, we have the Elddis sunroof, absolutely huge, goes all the way back, and we've got the LED lights as well, so that's going to let plenty of light in. There is a blind on there as well, so on a very warm day or bright day you can draw that so you're not getting too much heat in. So in the lounge area there is a plug socket down there. One thing I haven't found is a USB socket within this area, which for the price of the Caravan at 31,000, I would want to see some USB points dotted around, and I can't find them. Now, this is also going to be 2 of your 4 berths, so during the day you've got a nice lounge area, and it will comfortably sit 4 people, unlike an L-shaped lounge. So that is the benefit of this style. On a night time, if you're using this as a bedroom, you can either use these as singles, these will be 6 feet long and 2'4" wide, or you can convert this into one huge double bed. It pulls out under here and here, you use the cushions, and this will be 6'11" in length and 4'8" in width. So this is going to be a huge bed. So if you are tall, 6'11", you're not going to struggle. The heating system within this Caravan, you may have noticed, as I've indicated about the bed slats being pulled out, we've got the Whale air-blown system. So it's Whale, hot water and warm air, and the Whale system's very good. We'll move now further into the Caravan. Now, this is the near side, so this is the front obviously, the near side of the Caravan, where you come in the door, we're going to have our fly screens. And we're going to have our whale control panel here, so it's all accessible as you come straight in the door, so you'll work everything from there. Just on this side here, we're going to find our aerial and a plug socket, so we're going to be able to put our television there. So when you're sat in the lounge, that's where you're going to be able to watch the television, and there's a nice little space for it there. I don't know whether you'd be able to put a bracket on this wall here, whether that would be strong enough. You'd have to ask the dealership, but I would probably prefer to have my television on the wall there and use this as a little bit of space. There is also a bit of storage just under there as well. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over towards the kitchen next. So what we'll do is we'll just spin around and we'll go and have a look at this kitchen, because to be honest, I quite like it. So yeah, let's dive in there next. So the kitchen is on the off side of the Rambler 20TB. We've got a good amount of worktop space, and we also get this flap here as well extra. I quite like the little flaps. It's really well illuminated. We've got lighting up here, under here. 2 plug sockets. I like 2 plug sockets because if you've got a kettle, toaster, coffee machine, sandwich maker, waffle maker, whatever you take away with you, you can plug 2 in at once. We've got this nice effect on the splashback. Good little window here letting light in. I really like the sink. I do like these black Elddis sinks that they use. That's a good size, good depth. We've got the hot and cold swivel tap as well. Before I move on this way, we'll just cover the storage, because that's always important. So that's a really good size cupboard. We've got loads of room there for plates, mugs and what have you. Very good size. I'd be quite happy with that. And let's see what's next to it. Another good size cupboard again there. Now obviously if you've up plated to that 1800 kilos that I mentioned, MTPLM, that the amount of stuff you carry with you will be less of a concern, and you'll be certainly be able to get plenty of treats in there. You know what I'm like for treats. And then we'll come under here. I quite like this. This is a little, I'd use that as a little cutlery drawer possibly, or just putting little bits and pieces in, but at least it's not being wasted. They have used that. And then we've got several other drawers. Good sized drawers, good depth to them. They're actually practical and usable, which sometimes you find you don't always get that. So really good all the way down. I'm not sure if this one's just going to be a flap. Yeah, so that one's just a flap with a little shelf there. And then we've got an under sink cupboard. That's a really good size as well. I'd be quite pleased with that. Okay, so that's the storage. And then we come across and we've got our Thetford gas oven and grill. We lift this up. We've got an electric plate, so if you're on hookup, you can use that. If you're off-grid or you prefer gas, you've got your 3 gas burners as well. So very good. And then we've got our separate grill and oven, and that works off gas. And then there's a little bit of storage just under there. Probably best to put pans or something under that one. So that's the main kitchen area. And then opposite that, back onto the near side, we've got a Russell Hobbs microwave. That's 800 watt. Height-wise, it's not too bad. I'm 5'4" and I can get in there. And then we've got the Dometic. I don't know, it might be locked on that side. I don't want to break it. There we go. I'm in everyone. I didn't break anything. So this is the Dometic 153 litre fridge freezer. So that's a really good size. I do like the amount of space we're getting here in the freezer compartment, and with the shelving there's good amount there in the fridge, and I quite like this little salad tray at the bottom. So whether there's 2 of you or 4 of you, not a problem for all your refrigerated and frozen food. And then we just drop back a little bit. There's a couple of little shelves here. I know they're using the space, but I don't know whether you put bottles on there, probably the best thing. And in here we're going to find the table. So if you do want to eat at a table in the lounge, it's stored in here. That's a fairly small little space, and I've said that before about some of these little table cupboards. I can get my arm in, but if you've got a big arm, that's pretty tight. So that's one to think about. Okay, so that's the living area. We've talked about the lounge, the size of the beds, and then this kitchen. And what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to start moving back into what then becomes the shower and toilet and the rear bedroom. So as I come back, we've got a nice sunroof here, so we've got light coming in. This door here, I'll just show you this. So this door, it does close across, so that then separates the living area from the bathroom. There is a gap you might have noticed here, just above there. So you are going to get some smells from cooking or what have you coming through that, but obviously that makes allowances for this. When you close that, this gives you a nice space here for getting changed or dried or what have you out of the shower cubicle. The shower cubicle's here on my near side. Now we've got a nice shower screen. The glass isn't frosted, so for privacy you'll just have to bear in mind that that is clear. The shower cubicle itself, I'll step in. It's got a nice light on it. It's really well illuminated in here. There's the floor space, it is a little bit impeded because you've got the wheel arch from the twin axle, but that makes a good shelf for putting your shower gel and bits and pieces. It's not a massive cubicle. If you are quite a big person, it's not massive, so just bear that in mind. Height-wise, the Caravan has a headroom of 6'5", so it is a generous headroom, but this little bit of here is a little bit of a more confined space. What we'll do now is we'll climb out of there, we'll just have a quick spin around, and I'm going to show you the toilet and the washroom, which is over on this off side. So here we go. This is the toilet and the washroom, as well as this door opening across like this for closing that side off. There is also a sliding partition door just here. So if you are using it as a four-berth, you've got this separate area. So as we look into the toilet area, we can see we've got the sink. What I do like is there's no shelf above it, so you can use that to wash your face fully. You're not being impeded by shelves and some stuff like that. We've got a hot and cold swivel tap, a mirror. There's some storage underneath for toiletries. That's not bad whatsoever. There's a toilet brush holder, a toothbrush holder. You won't put your toilet brush there, your toothbrush holder. And then as we come round, we've got another cupboard up here, which I'll just open. So again, a little bit more storage. There is a vent for the air-blown heating to keep this space warm. We have got the Thetford swivel toilet. There's a toilet roll holder. What I will say for £31,000 is it feels very basic. And that's something I've picked up before when I reviewed the Buccaneer Bermuda, that for the money, I'm not getting a wow factor from the bathroom. But that's all I can say about that. So what we'll do next is we'll head into the bedroom and we'll talk about the size of the bed there and have a look at the storage back in the bedroom. So we come back into the bedroom. This is the near side of the Caravan, this is the back, and this is the off side, and I'm facing forward just to give you some bearings. So the back wall, we've got a window, which is nice, which lets some light in. We've got a blind and fly screen, some curtains just to soften it up. On the offside wall, there's a good sized window, again, letting light in, and you're able to look out there when you're in bed. The bed. This is a bit of the elephant in the room for me, because the bed, this is fully extended, and the size, it's 6 feet long and 4'5" in width. So it is not a big island bed. And do remember as well, with the cut-offs, you lose a little bit of space for your feet. So 6 feet long. Storage-wise, we've got a wardrobe, one on each side. It's got a good depth to it. We've got a rail as well in there. That's quite nice. We do have somewhere to put our cups of tea. We've got these slide-out shelves there. And then there's 3 drawers, and you can obviously put bits of underwear and what have you in there, and that's the same on both sides, so that's nice. And then above the bed we've got 2 overhead lockers. They're a little bit challenging to reach into. If you're smaller, you probably have to get onto the bed, but nice storage there. Under the beds we can see we've got these little lights. We've got one on each side, so nice reading lights, just a bit of a softer light. The rear offside corner, we've got some nice illumination. Then we've got a mirrored cabinet, again, be able to put bits and pieces in there. There's a plug socket here, a little bit of a shelving unit there, more storage there. And then what we get just over on this wall, we've got preparation for a television bracket here. We've got a plug socket and we've got an aerial socket. So you are going to be able to watch television in the bedroom. One thing, again, I've not found back here is a USB charger. I can't see it, so I can only presume it's not here. But that is the bedroom. So what we'll do now is we'll dive back in the lounge and we'll just have a summary of the Rambler 20TB. So there you go. Summary, what do we think? It is a nice dealer special. I like the lighter wood and I like the colour scheme. The colour scheme that they've chosen with the silver works very well. It's really light and bright in here, and with the 8 foot wide we've got plenty of space. This will work really well whether it is a 2 berth or a 4 berth. You won't have a problem at all, and there's plenty of floor space as well for getting changed, getting dry and moving around each other. The lounge is comfortable. I do like this lounge area, but as I say, for me the television, I would probably prefer it on a bracket if I could put it on there. Kitchen, it's a good size usable kitchen. It's got all the appliances we want, and it's got that big Dometic fridge freezer, 153 litres. The bathroom is going to do what you want it to do. It's a little bit basic for me. For that sort of money, 31,000, there's just no wow, but unfortunately that's what you're going to get. And the bedroom, nice bedroom space, well lit. The bed may be a bit of a problem for taller people though, so that's just something to bear in mind. But overall, this is a good dealer special with lots of equipment that you're going to want above the basic 860 that it's based on. So I'd just like to say thank you to Wander Home at Nottingley, who've allowed me to come and film this review today. It's always appreciated. It's very good of them to do that. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.